people wants to talk to me. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah, dude.
I've been a bad boy.
We're advertising other shows that aren't
They're on me.
Listen, they're partnered with VYTALCast.
I thought better than the art roaster sheet.
Yeah, oh no, I did not say they were better. No, nothing's better than RWBY. What are you talking about? There's only like 12 other YouTube channels trying to say that, but I will be back 10:30, hit play. If I'm late to the panel, I'll wear a dress. I don't know what promise to make to show up on time, but we'll see.
Let's get this party started and introduce our panelists. Really hoping I do this in one take. It's Jake Reed. Her smile is as broad as her love for fandoms is free from fan reactions. You don't have to theorize who this is, it's the last Whoa, guys, what are you doing? You can't just do your own intro without right. Welcome everyone, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb. So my sci-fi novel, RWBY, is available for pre-order. Until then, we're Semblance of Sanity, and see you all. That was pretty cool. What am I going to do for myself? At RTX.
That was really good.
Welcome, just like Sean, you know, I made my promise that if I wear a dress, I keep it, you know. So, some of you might have seen me in the hall dressed like this. I was waiting outside the door. So, we already got our introductions. We got Jake, Cal, myself, Bree, Jacob, Caleb and Jacob.
Everyone does it.
Listen, you know, the wig cap squeezed my head so hard that when I took off my wig, it flung who knows where. Half my time changing was trying to find a wig cap that was found. So, should we talk about RWBY?
Yes.
Blake's hair, huh? Okay, so do you guys want us to start with what happened yesterday, or should we talk about Volume 6 first? Or should we go
Volume 6.
Volume 6, yeah, let's go chronologically. Okay. What were you guys' highlights?
Apathy.
Apathy,
The
great?
empathy was
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they really stepped up everything production-wise, and it became like what they really wanted the transition into the new software to be. So they're just proving was killing it in Volume 6.
Yeah.
Like, it was really special.
I agree.
Okay. Speak up and say you agree.
I agree.
Okay. we gotta remember to be loud for those in the back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, Cal.
Oh, I get to go next.
Yeah.
I guess, like, for me, my favorite part is always when Hunter, like, has big reactions, because I'm just excited about everything, but Hunter, who records with me, if you guys don't know, like, his cold, dead heart doesn't get excited about too much. So, like, I think the Summer Rose reaction was his biggest one, and then the episode with the gods, and so just to see him and his big reactions, like, that just makes me happy. So those are my highlights.
And Jake?
Personally, I have to say, when we got a little bit of a Maria flashback, that was a pretty badass fighting scene, and also, not to get too gushy, but it was also that week that I did the VYTALCast with David.
Yeah.
It was a very fun time.
Yeah.
So, and that was the first time I was analyzing RWBY in depth. I was taking notes and getting ready for the podcast. It was so much fun.
Yeah, dude, the talk fight was really good. I loved the talk fight with the music and everything being timed. It just reminded me of like Volume 2 when they had the fight with Roman in the mech and doing Die. I still think that was like the best big enemy fight, but I really enjoyed a lot of the fighting choreography in this season, and from what we saw in Volume 7, I'm like, I think they just like one-upped everything they've done in the last 3 years in that one little clip. So I'm like, you need consistency, and this would be perfect, you know? So, what do you guys think of the God reveal? You know?
Episode 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lore. Like, this episode was a long time coming, but when it finally dropped, I think Jacob and I just kind of sat back and went, okay. Whoa.
Also, okay, this is like a personal thing for me, but they have this full episode of exposition and lore dropping and everything, and they have it narrated by Colleen Clinkenbeard. Like, yes, thank you so much.
So now we know whenever she's narrating, it is canon.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was such a big reveal. Because like the whole time it's like, it's narrated by a villain? What?
Oh yeah, the whole Salem narrating thing, that was a
Yeah.
huge twist.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, volume 1, chapter 1, Salem's talking to us. All right, yeah. Maybe Salem just wanted us, the audience, to know that she was gonna make us all perish in the end, and was like, hey, I'm gonna sneak up to you, then stab that knife right between the ribs, so you don't see it, but you'll feel it. And then the whole fear incident happens. And
Why did you have to bring that up?
I'm in that dress. Let me do what I want. Yeah. So Cal.
With all the lore stuff, I don't know. It's always so interesting because people have had like fan theories for so long. I think one of the interesting parts of the episode was what happened to the moon. So many people have so many theories, and like I feel like people either loved it or hated it because they wanted it to be something else. But I just love that he was just like, can we swear? It's all little kids, so we're not gonna swear.
Yeah,
Like,
thank you.
F this, I'm out, and then he
Yeah,
just broke the moon like as extra, like the god of darkness. Like he's just that petty. Like I feel that. I love that.
And Jake.
Oh yeah, for myself it was very similar to the other Jacob, the great Jacob. I don't know. It was so just mouth agape the entire time. Like, and it was so much fun getting that backstory because it was almost like that shift in Volume 3 where I thought it was just an entirely new ball game. That we had all this information and lore finally, right? And now we know going forward we have all that information. This could be so interesting to see how it all, we can extrapolate from that really, really pivotal chapter, and then where we go from here is just we go so many different places. So excited.
Yeah. For me, the two gods were like a huge surprise because I was like, oh yeah, we're just gonna learn about Salem. There's gods. I was like, I thought this was just a godless world with Grimm running around, but okay. And then like they just yeet. Has anyone seen Hammer Time on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know how she just had like yeet in the bass drop when he just destroys the moon? It was like, dang, Hammer Time, you're saying what everyone's thinking. Well, she didn't say it, but she memed it for us. Yeah. So, we talked about the gods. Wait, you guys said something interesting about the gods to me a while back with what you thought, how that could change the ending of RWBY, or what we thought the ending of RWBY may be.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, okay, so Monty's favorite anime was You're in the Gum. And for any of you that have seen that show, it's an amazing show, and you should definitely watch it. But the ending, it was a bit extreme, shall we say. And the fact that now they're introducing gods, and that the gods are kind of the true conflict. I have no idea what it's going to be like again, but it's amazing.
Oh yeah. I have a bit of empathy for Salem now, which is kind of weird, because you're like, man, I hate this woman. Bree's like, big sane.
Because like you're learning about like what Austin did, like Osman, thank you. He's found out like Austin's backstory and now how he's inside Oscar and all of the different reincarnations, and I'm just like, Salem kind of had a point. Just a little bit of a point. Like, don't kill anyone, but.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like how that episode changed how I thought the ending would go. I mean, they're gonna get to Salem at some point, but I think if anything, they're gonna treat Salem how to value life and like to love, and that's what's gonna break her curse, and then she'll just die of rage, I guess.
My fear with that is Oscar is gonna show her that, and I fear that like my baby farm boy Oscar is going to die.
Well,
Sorry. That's what I'm scared. I'm sorry.
I feel like the writing's on the wall for Oscar, that he may have a bad ending. What do you guys think?
I guess like just with the Salem stuff in general, it's just sort of interesting because again, like we've had sort of all these theories for so long, but you see like she was a mom and she had kids and like she seemed so happy, and so it just makes me sad. Even like, I don't know, I have too much like villain sympathy. Even when I was listening to Neo's song, like I was just like, this is so sad.
Wait. Neo had a song? I haven't listened to the Volume 6 soundtrack yet. When people are like, hey David, film your reaction, and you had a whole different convention last week that was happening when it dropped, you're like, listen, I love you, but I'm like con crunching and going to a con, and then I'm immediately going to RTX. So, maybe tomorrow or something, if you guys all want to join me, we could all be in the David Experiences the Volume 6 soundtrack video. I don't know, collaboration, fan interaction, you hit all the check boxes, you know, sounds like a fun video. But, Jake?
Oh yeah, Oscar screwed, for sure. What happened to all the other iterations of us? You know, it didn't exactly go well. So yeah, that's probably gonna happen. Sorry, I'm sorry to
No.
break the news to you.
If anyone's going to convert Salem to like you can love again, truly, Oscar, obviously, on Farm Boy Oscar can do it.
I thought RWBY was gonna do something, but
Same here.
Yeah, because honestly, like I've been starting to see Salem as like some mother just trying to retrieve her children as the maidens. Because like I had this theory with the maidens back in Volume 3 that they were somehow related to Ozpin, and that like with the whole episode 3, I'm like, oh yeah, so they had magical powers, and he had, you know, the curse of his soul being transferred down. I was like, maybe through genetics, because you only get like 50% of your mom, 50% of your dad, maybe they kind of genetically got some of his curse, but only transfers their powers, not their soul. And that's where the maidens have come from. So,
And one other thing about episode 3, their house got wrecked. Were the kids okay?
no!
So, and that even more makes Salem sympathetic because like
I'm pretty sure like a rock just scrunched them and Salem was like, Caesar! Wrong anime. Caesar! Oh wait, no.
That seemed like it showed like one of the kids had silver eyes.
What?
I think someone had silver eyes. Or like one of the
dog.
Huh?
The one holding the dog had silver eyes.
Yeah, because I think I swear someone.
they confirmed, I think, that none of the kids had none of the Salem's kids had silver eyes, but they confirmed in the director's commentary that those two kids, that were a bit darker skinned, that were in Ozpin's reincarnation, they both had silver
That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
Interesting. I was like, you're the theory person.
Yeah, no, it's just all everything that I've ever learned is just out of my brain. It's just all of the RWBY material in there.
Whereas I feel like Miles and Carrie have been eavesdropping on me for my theories, and then they're like, we're gonna put that in the show, but we're gonna change it just enough so it doesn't look like his theory. But he's gonna recognize his own theory and go, come on! I had this Neo theory back in Volume 4, and Volume 6 pretty much was like, hey, we acknowledge that theory, but we're gonna put it in reverse order. So my Neo theory for Volume 4 was Neo's gonna chase down Team Ranger because she's like, RWBY killed Roman, and I'm gonna get revenge. Except for she doesn't talk, so she's just writing that down angrily.
Chasing him with signs.
Yeah, she's chasing him with signs. She's protesting Team Ranger. So she's hunting down Team Ranger. They have their big fight, and RWBY's like, no, I didn't kill Roman. A Grimm killed him. Blame Cinder. She's the one that brought all the Grimm. And then she's like, you know what? That little girl has a point. I'm gonna go fight Cinder. And then she goes after Cinder. Instead, what we got was she goes after Cinder, and Cinder's in the fight whoa. Don't blame me for Roman dying. Blame RWBY. And now, for as far as we know, they're teaming up. So I'm like,
Listen to the song.
No,
If
I
you learned
bet,
one
I
thing
bet.
from this panel, listen to the song.
I get booed at every panel, okay. Like, hey, that's the guy that has the podcast, right? Boom! No, I think Neo's gonna betray Cinder. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I'd be so sad.
You're gonna be sad about Neo betraying Cinder? Because Neo's died.
I was so soft.
Is she gonna be melted ice cream? sorry, I'm just going for the pot shot jokes now.
But like, okay, if Neo turns on Cinder, and it's like a serious turning on Cinder, she's not actually gonna kill Cinder, right? Like, she's not gonna succeed.
She won't fight.
I would love for her to succeed, but
Or it could be the chance of if a maiden dies at the hand of a girl, that girl's probably the last thing they think of when they die.
Oh.
And what if Neo becomes the new ball maiden, huh? Oh snap.
I think there's a lot of crack in that theory, but you know, just
I had to stay awake somehow, okay? I'm kidding.
that wasn't exactly what I meant, but yeah.
Thoughts on Neo betraying Cinder?
Yeah, I think she's definitely gonna do it. I don't know if she'll win doing it. It may be interesting though, because it's sort of like the enemy of my enemy.
A random guardian just opened the door.
And all that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if Neo has help and it's not a one-on-one, maybe Team RWBY will be like, well, if we can't beat both of them, so we may as well side with the one that's angry at the other. And
The
then
enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Yeah. You stab at my enemy, I guess we're friends now. Hashtag friendship.
Friendship sandwich.
Friendship, yes. Hashtag the stab. Jay?
I mean, for sure, like Arnold said there. I mean, the song, the entire body language of the scene of them just like awkwardly doing this weird dance around each other, and like they both want to backstab each other.
Yeah.
It's a very strange relationship, kind of built on this quicksand, but it's definitely gonna fall apart relatively soon. But hopefully she can at least hold her own. I'm partial to the idea that there's probably not much chance of Neo winning in a fight like that. But I mean, I'm rooting for her. But
I'm rooting for her to at least be able to escape.
Sure, yeah.
Like, just pull a Joseph and run. Okay, sorry. I've been on a JoJo binge, so I gotta throw in some JoJo.
I just finished watching the first part myself.
Woo! Anyone that was waiting outside and you heard JoJo music playing from in here, that was us testing the projector. I was like, hey guys, I learned how to convert stuff to 60 frames. Look, do. Yeah, thanks for that. Okay, so should we start talking about yesterday?
Yes.
All right. We're only going to talk about Blake's new haircut. So.
It's not a favorite.
Also, there's already a meme of Weiss walking into a belt store. At the panel, I thought she was wearing like armor at her mid-side, but then I saw the picture in high quality this morning, and she's wearing 3 belts. That don't serve purpose.
I mean, belts can be armor, right? It's like leather.
It's all very
Yeah.
All very cute. Weiss trains in Burn Master for a Keyblade.
Yes.
It's like this Keyblade's also a gun. Yeah.
Wait, what about Blake's new weapon?
Did we see that in the
It's
art?
in the art.
I think that they're keeping it a secret. Like, I think that they put Blake's old weapon in the art, and they may reveal like what it looks like later, because it looks the same. Like, it doesn't look that much different for it to be brand new and fixed.
Well, even in the clip that they showed us of Blake, she's like, didn't you have my axe? Oh no. Sorry, stole my English joke right there. But yeah. What did you guys think of the designs?
Oh, I'm a huge fan of Weiss's new design, specifically because I got huge like Saber from Fate, basically flashbacks. And as far as like just the prime design for just a badass girl with a saber.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, or a pretty girl with that is just so good. So yeah, that was just one that just floored me.
Your thoughts on design?
I was just saying, like, I'm more so waiting for Blake's new weapon. But like obviously Yang's design with the bomber jacket. I'm like stuck on Yang.
Yeah, Yang with the bomber jacket.
Yeah.
Also, she has a new gauntlet on her robot arm now.
Oh, really?
You got
Yeah.
your silica back.
So I kind of wonder if like her robot arm's just gonna be like OP because the arm has a gun and now she has a gauntlet, so it's like double firepower with that. Like, you know, things gonna go down, and
Yeah.
she's like, all right, gauntlet, Mega Buster style, like slam and down. What do you think of the designs?
I mean, Weiss is my favorite. I don't know how anybody's gonna do that big braid at the top of her head. I think we were talking about this yesterday. Like, the cosplayers have their work cut out for them with that.
RWBY cosplayers.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see people sort of cosplay now. And I think Blake's shorter hair is gonna be a draw for a lot of people that don't want to wear a heavy wig. So that's always what I think about when I see them. Like, where are the cosplays? Like, we'll get there eventually.
Yeah. Jake?
Oh yeah, they're all extraordinary, but I'm with Cal. That one's, you know, blow up. Not that she wasn't already blown up, everyone, but like on another level, looking like Schnee royalty.
Well, I mean, I was talking to a Neon Cat cosplayer yesterday. She's like, I'm never again cosplaying a cosplay that has a single ponytail on the wig because all the weight would just like destroy your neck. And so when that Weiss cosplay came out, or like the Weiss design came out, I'm like, man, cosplayers are gonna have to be rough because that's a lot of weaves. Like, you're gonna have to sacrifice to the cosplay gods that your neck will be okay by the end of the day.
Maybe a retrofitted Elsa wig.
Yeah.
Seems very similar.
Elsa, yeah. And then
They're both queens.
some point in Volume 7, they're like, Weiss, you gotta let that go. Maybe it's Blake, because she's the one that chopped off all her hair. She's like, hey, Weiss, maybe just let it all go. Your life will just feel so much better. And have all this weight lifted off, particularly your neck.
Speaking
I mean,
of
the
Blake's,
role
like,
never bothered her anyway.
Yeah, never bothered her anyway. Okay.
speaking of Blake's like big chop though, like we were talking about this before the panel started, but it's like when girls like break up with a guy, they'll like cut all their hair off or something, or they'll dye their hair, and so I was like, I feel like with killing Adam, she just got the big chop.
It was necessary.
Yeah,
It was
totally.
necessary. After you kill your ex-boyfriend, you have to chop their hair.
Yeah. Well, I was kind of joking with a friend yesterday. I'm like, you know, now that she has like the official bi cut on, people could shut up about her being straight, maybe. I'm like, hey guys, if you had any question if she was straight, like maybe the haircut would be enough to convince Karen/bi cut. So.
Or for any Korra fans out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
it's
not
not
looking
Korra
out for, you know, her and Yang actually.
Awesome.
Getting that first kiss.
Yeah, maybe. I know Aaron, Zek, and Barbara teased it at Level Up Expo a bit during their panel. For anyone who went to Level Up in Las Vegas, probably just me. Also, apparently Ruby got her hair changed.
Yeah.
So it's spiked up. It's spiked up. It's a little brown. I thought that was just like wind. You know, when you have your photo shoot, they turn on the fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just thought for the concept art, you know, they're just like, okay, Ruby, here's a fan. Your hair's gonna spike up, but maybe she just gelled it up.
Hero win.
She reminds me a lot of, who's watched The Promised Neverland? Okay, Emma has this like really like spiky sort of like
Oh.
hairstyle, and so I saw that and I'm like, that's what that looks like.
For me, I just saw Koichi from Part 4 JoJo. Because his hair changes like every 5 episodes. Jake, what do you think about hair and Ruby?
It's all, like I said, it's extraordinary. I mean, I like how the spiky, I think it's more so connecting her, you know, with Crow's character as well, just that bond is growing ever stronger.
Oh, it
It's-
does look like
Yeah,
Crow's hair, huh?
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of what I took away from it. I think, you know, especially after their talk in Volume 6,
Oh, yeah,
he's going to
yeah.
start being more present and, you know, I mean, hopefully still being the same Uncle Crow, but,
Yeah.
you know, I think that connection in particular is definitely going to be one to look out for moving forward.
Yeah. Speaking of Crow, he has some sick moves in that play.
Yeah, definitely the combat highlight, I think, in that clip was Crow just absolutely tearing them apart. Yeah.
I like how Crow just like had zero effort, but like max like efficiency.
Lauren pointed out to me yesterday, like at one point he like let go of his sight and was just
Yeah, he just punched him.
I was just like, oh my god, I was freaking out so bad I didn't see it.
He like spun the scythe, like killed 2 Grimm, stuck it in the ground, just did a jab kick, and like chopped a guy down, grabbed the scythe, finished it.
I'm so excited for Crow next volume.
Yeah. You in combat? You know anything?
I mean, just seeing them all, like, it was very, like, tight choreography. I really liked it. And it's nice to see Oscar, like, more comfortable and, like, doing stuff. And then, like, Blake and Yang had their little thing, and they looked at each other, and I was like...
Blake's like, I'm doing great, sweetie. Turns around. I just hope, like, if Hammer Time somehow gets that clip early, she could just, like, add in that scream.
I'm particularly excited about the new Grimm as well.
Yeah.
Like the prehistoric aesthetic that they're going to be going with. They already have the sabers, and then there's obviously a myriad of like a bunch of different avenues that could go down. And I know they're going to do a great job designing them.
There's a friend that's in this room. I'm not trying to throw them under a bus, but they're like, I think those Grimm were dust infused. And I'm like, oh yeah? And like some people had mentioned during the panel, like, what are those orbs on their backs? And I have an interesting theory, but I want to hear what you think about the orbs on their back before I say my piece.
I don't even know if I noticed.
Okay, my girl all noticed, like, what are those orbs? They have different colored orbs on their back.
I didn't notice it, but I'm like, we are at the home of where like the white shooting dust
It
company is.
was more in the beginning of the clip.
Oh,
So
okay.
it was at the beginning when they were like killing all the robots, but then once the actual killing of them stopped.
Couldn't the orbs have been, like, the animation thing?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was like,
You know what I mean? Like a rigging?
no, they were rigging placements, kind of like they were always on the back hip. I'm like, no, I think that was so they could track the Grimm and know, okay, that's Grimm 1, that's Grimm like green, purple, blah blah blah.
There were a lot of different colored things that were
Yeah, everything was different colors, and also those Grimm were a little bit more stiff as well. So I was like, they're not animated yet.
But from what they gave us, that was really good clip, even with all the little like purple blobs walking around.
Yeah.
I like how they were like, these are supposed to be people. Like,
Yeah.
right?
And it's like, Miles, please, we've seen volume 1. We know there's all. We believe in all walks of life. Black silhouette, purple silhouette, okay. Yeah.
I think the like radioactive Grimm isn't too weird. Like if you guys have played like Grimm Eclipse, like they're all sort of infected with like, I don't know, some biohazard nonsense and like dust and all that stuff. So it's not out of the question, but I think that was more an animation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same here. I think it was more of an animation.
Okay. I'm glad none of us saw or fell for that.
Yeah, we could be wrong.
We could. Oh yeah, we could be wrong. Like if chapter 1 comes out and they still have the orb things, I would gladly be like, I was wrong. I do not know much of animation. I just know video production. So yeah, Oscar killed that guy. Like, do you think that was Ozpin or Oz?
I think it's Oscar, because Ozpin took quite the back seat in volume 6, so I think Ozpin is now starting to like trust Oscar, like, because Oscar shoved him back, he's like, no, let me fight. So now I feel like it's like a Yami Yugi situation. I'm like really obsessed with him. He's guiding Oscar.
Oscar.
Sorry, I'm confused.
There's a lot of Oz and Os.
Yeah, but I think that was definitely Oscar, not Ozpin.
Yeah, I think the body language is very telling too. There was a slight bit of hesitation. Osmond would never do that. He was like kind of lumped over, and Osmond's very, erect and true.
If you didn't stop, it could have been fine. You stopped.
I was gonna say the same thing as Jake, but not that last one.
14, everyone.
I do that on my videos all the time.
But yeah, I think the body language, like his hesitation and sort of him getting ready, like in that stance, it's very like, I don't know, like beginner fighter type stuff.
The ABCs of combat.
ABCs of combat. Hesitate, kill. Hesitate, get killed. Yeah. Is that what you
No, hesitate, stance, kill.
Stance kill. Okay, yeah. There you go. Because S is before A. Yeah. Okay. Also, like, Ren. Yeah, Ren did a good move.
Oh, that was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Wait, wasn't he the other one that threw his weapon, or was that Ruby that threw his weapon?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because they were trying to tie.
I think Ruby, they
Yeah,
recycled
yeah.
her Volume 6 animation at the end. Because you know when she like jumped off of Weiss's glyphs, and then like she threw the scythe and did that thing as well in the intro for Volume 6. So I think they took some of that and just put it into the fight choreography from Chapter 1. Which I'm like, hey, it works, it looks good.
White Rose, yeah.
Yeah. But also I'm just freaking out that like Ren just like jumped off the grim and sliced them up. Like the fight choreography is really good.
Yeah, it feels like what they're doing with this clip is kind of what they did with the train sequence in the beginning of Volume 6, where they want to open up the volume with this really ambitious kind of action set piece, and then have that be the perfect kind of in for the overall story.
Yeah. So with Atlas being a military state, how do you think those Grim got there?
Yeah, I was going to say, like, is no
Well,
one
they're
else
Mantle.
terrified about Mantle?
They're in
Mantle.
Just to clarify,
Okay,
they are
they're
on the
Mantle.
lower parts.
Yeah, they're on the lower
They're
parts.
Mantle.
Yeah, that's where probably most of the Faunus live, so like, we don't care so much. No, we the audience care. I'm talking about the government of Atlas and
yeah,
Mantle not
yeah.
caring. Yeah. Like, our robots will handle it, you know?
Yeah, we were talking about this. I don't remember who I was talking to it about, but like that Neon, I should say, Neon and Flint may show up to help because this isn't a spoiler for
I
the
think
Team
that
Coffee
was-
Book, but that's what they're doing. They're on
Yeah.
sort of a mission because somebody sent a distress call, and so it's sort of one of those things where it's like, oh, they may come down, but all the other Atlas students may be too good for that, and be like, oh, we're not going down to Mantle, like they don't need, you know what I mean? And so they may be the only huntsmen that respond, and that would be sort of interesting for the story. Well,
Yeah.
And then we can meet the rest of their team, too. Yes.
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 Because
No, it's
Neon.
K.I.
K.I. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since the Violent Festival tournament. Jake, what do you think?
Yeah, I also think probably has to do a little bit with the relic, of course. It has that faint attraction. But certainly, you know, Mantle is a little less highly regarded than Atlas and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure there's a multitude of reasons I can mention.
Yeah, I forgot they're in Mantle, so I was kind of hoping for like a Jurassic Park. They're like, oh, come look at the Grim. Oh no, the power's been turned off. Who let these Grim out?
It kind of recontextualizes the whole Volume 4 discussion with that really annoying rich girl who's like, if they could think they could get by without proper kingdom defenses, and literally there's a nation of people right beneath them that apparently don't have maybe proper kingdom defenses. I think that's a little like shows the disparity between the two places.
Oh, for sure. And I think the Atlas Ball is going to show that too. I don't know if you guys heard, but there's an Atlas Ball for Volume 7.
Is?
Yeah. Oh, is that not confirmed?
I remember they hinted at it, but I don't
Dude,
think it's confirmed.
I'm sorry, Aaron and Barbara have mentioned it so much, and I had Kara kind of hint at me at level up.
Loyalists.
Yeah, the VAs are sometimes a little loose with certain things.
They
If you
are.
watch all this stuff, there are little things they kind of tease
So
at.
if you're going to interrogate anyone about Volume 7, don't go for Miles and Carrie. Go for...
The voice actors are the ones that break down.
Yeah, she was making a Tom Holland reference on Twitter earlier.
Yeah.
It's like, what I'm not being Tom Holland.
Yeah. Dude, I felt like I kind of broke Erin yesterday right before the RWBY Panel. Because I walked up to her, I'm like, hey, Erin, can you, on camera, and to the camera, say bee-haw? And she just looked up the air, she's like, oh God. So, if you see Erin drinking a little bit more this weekend, I'm sorry. Yeah. So we're in the later half of the panel. If you guys want to get the mic for Q&A, or the Guardian wants to hand it to whoever stands up, we can answer YouTube questions, RWBY questions, or just miscellaneous questions. Step right up with your theories, or like, hey, how to YouTube. Or, yeah. All right.
So for Volume 7, which character are you most excited to see make a return that we haven't seen in the last few volumes, or a brand new character that's been intended for?
Oh.
Benny 2.0, Caleb?
In a lot of ways, it's the combination of Winter and Ironwood, because what's scary is Ironwood was put on a cool arc of sorts from like Volume 2, and it's probably one of the most like vaguely like consistent ones throughout RWBY, and Winter has been off doing missions. I want to see that whole squad together again, and what could come from that.
I honestly have to agree. Like, I'm more excited for Ironwood because also, like,
Iron
but also, because I don't remember if he knows about Austin's reincarnation thing. I don't know if he was kept in the loop or not. I think he does. So I'm excited to see him kind of address Oscar and what he plans to do.
And how he'll take orders from a small boy.
Yes.
Okay, we'll skip over me for now. Cal?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so Ironwood and Winter, definitely. I think also Willow, just to see what she's getting up to, because they sort of hinted at her when Weiss was at home and all that stuff, and then they hinted at her again, like during the panel, Thirsty Moms.
Thirsty Mom.
Thing. So she's like the only parent that we haven't seen a lot of. Like everybody else's parents, except for Summer, obviously, have sort of been like covered. So I think it would be interesting to see her and what her personality is like and how she is and all that.
Alcohol. That's the personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Ironwood and Winter for me, 100% as well. I think Ironwood specifically, like just how single-minded he is in a lot of ways, and how he's so, he's so militant in everything he does, that I think because he's so steadfast in his ways, I think he might be an easy target for manipulation. Like he might be falling right into the enemy's hands, where they'd be like, have a distraction over here, and they'd be like, every single force now, right there. And then it's just like leaving him wide open. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how he reacts to a lot of this, and yes, whether or not he's going to take orders from a small boy. That will be interesting as well.
Also, character design maybe?
Yeah. Maybe shade. That means boy.
No, please don't.
For me, it's Winter and Penny, hopefully. If there's a rebuild of Penny, we get like a Terminator 2 storyline with her. Where she's like all stoic robot, like I do not remember Ruby Rose. And then like Ruby kind of like gets her to like free Penny. And then Winter, as much as I love the plot, I want my snowbirds.
Yeah.
Because she hates Crow drinking. Crow is starting to put the bottle away. She might help him stay away from the alcohol, and it'd be like pure content. She'd probably be slapping him and calling him a boob, but still okay. Hi, Steven.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
Alright. Sorry, I just fucking over here. Random theory is a question, but which RWBY character do you think would make the best pro hero in My Hero Academia?
So this is specifically Team RWBY or RWBY
No,
as a show?
any character that we've seen in RWBY.
Caleb's like, oh no.
They have to be good? No.
Oh man, or a villain.
Now, are they just going straight to UA? We're just putting them into the world, or are they going into the school specifically?
No, I mean, we're talking like, in my mind, it's like, blue semblance, I guess, best translates to like pro. Yeah, like, I mean, they can have their equipment, like all their weapons and stuff, but it's like, who does the best in the world of Minecraft? Who gets that top rank?
Well, I like to think Coco's fashion sense would definitely win her some popularity. Plus, her gun is just amazing.
She'd be like the mountain lady.
No.
I kind of want to say a simple but easy answer, but that's Yang. I really feel like Yang's semblance is one that's a direct kind of thing that influences everything she does.
into that trash.
That's my spoiler right there.
Todoroki. Not gonna fight.
Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to say Crow because he reminds me a lot of Aizawa and Shinzo.
Okay.
In like that sort of aspect of being a hero, so I feel like Crow would fit in well being like a pro hero.
That semblance would definitely.
Exactly.
I kind of see Maria kind of like, what's his name? The guy with the yellow boots, the old man that teaches.
Gran
Torino.
Gran Torino. I kind of compare her to Gran Torino a lot, and like, back in my day, they still surprise us with something at some point. So, yeah, Maria.
I guess I would actually say Talk, just because I was thinking about this morning, but like against another person, like Talk's like sort of semblance of, you know, being on time, being invincible for that amount of time, like that's a very strong like PvP type semblance, and so I would say like it'd be interesting to see her as a hero or as a villain, either like sort of either way, but obviously like in RWBY proper she's a villain, so I'm like, ooh, like that's interesting.
I was gonna say Weiss. She's super prim and proper in kind of a neato way. So you know she's gonna follow the rules to the T, right? She's always going to be on top of it, like you know. But also her glyphs are extraordinarily versatile. Like she can launch off of them, she can make blockades and like do a bunch of other things, which is important. You can rescue, you know, fight and all these different things. So I would say Weiss.
I was at the same lines. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey guys, how's it going? A theory that I developed a while ago, I wanted to get your thoughts on as to possibly where it could possibly go. This is just kind of a what-if scenario.
Okay.
The possibility of, towards the end of the series, we have our face-off against Salem. RWBY activates her silver eyes on Salem. Doesn't kill her, obviously, she's immortal, but it ends up destroying her grim part of her and making her human again.
I actually talked about something almost exactly like that on VYTALCast, actually. That was one of my theories on like how to kill Salem, was the silver eyes who kind of destroyed the grim part of her, but she'd still have the curse. That's the thing.
She would still have the curse, but by destroying the grim, would that take away her destructive tendencies that come with
I think it would soften it, if anything. What do you guys think?
Yeah, with something like that, I've thought about that, and I would totally be down for that happening, because since it wasn't really her decision so much to turn evil as it was just that she chose to throw herself into the bad muck and goo. If that ends up being the case though, I would just want to make sure that it's something where it is also tied to her character development, so it's not just a MacGuffin that makes her good again, but it's also a decision on her part.
Right.
Right, and I would just add to that on some level, all the memories and actions and the experiences she had up until that point wouldn't suddenly disappear.
Exactly.
So in some ways, it would be this weird dichotomy of her feeling free, but also it being something that you're too late, RWBY. I'm already too far gone. And that could be a really depressing, sad way for a villain to go out, where we are kind of crying with her of like, yeah, it's been thousands of years, so, yeah.
I was honestly gonna say the same thing, because like she's been thousands and thousands of years holding on to this pain and anger, and just because like the grim part of her is gone, that doesn't mean the pain's gonna go away. So that transition and just that realization, that's gonna be really hard to see if it happens.
Yeah. I mentioned for the curse to be broken, she has to learn to value life again, and I think the first step of that is getting rid of the grim, which just wanted to destroy. So getting rid of the grim part is the first step in that.
Yeah, I think it's like the destruction part, or I guess what she got out of the dark goo, is like, that's like the impulse, or what sort of, I guess, drives her to be more destructive. But it's like, I guess it's a difference between like doing something on impulse or like as a reflex, because now she's sort of part grim, and then as a habit, like it's just been something that, you know, or a mindset, like that's just been her mindset for so long, that part's not gonna change, even if the impulse to destroy does go away, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna resonate exactly what Bree was saying. Physically, I think it'll be liberating, but there's still gonna be that emotional side of, that's gonna be, you know, Silver Eyes probably can't fix that. All of those, you know, so many generations of turmoil and strife, so yeah, I think you're still gonna have your work cut out for you, but definitely in the physical sense, like, I'm assuming that would happen, right? But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
ask what the server told me to ask.
Okay.
Favorite volume in one sentence, or why in one sentence?
Okay.
Oh, and why in one second? Okay. Okay.
Just popcorn, just go whenever we're ready, because I have to
Okay.
think about
Okay.
this.
For me, volume 2, because it's all nice and pure. They're high school students. This is a run-on silence. And that fight at the end. Yeah. I mean, at the beginning. At end of my sentence, beginning of this volume. Yeah. Okay.
Volume 6 because he's.
Yeet.
That's one sentence. Yes.
Yeah, that's
I will also say volume 6, for me personally, is the most polished. So I appreciated that.
Yeah.
Volume 3, because the fights.
Yeah.
The VYTALCast festival.
It's
That's only good.
We're in canon now.
it's weird because I have probably 2, 4, and 6 up there as being some of my favorite volumes, but I gotta give a shout out to just volume 4 Kuroyuri and basically Weiss's art. Just in terms of like volume 4 being this kind of abrupt transition in styles, that I feel like those story beats need to be mentioned.
Yeah, like, I want to say one of the ones like 3 or 6 or 2, but I feel like that's too easy because we know that those are all so amazing. But volume 4, Home. That's all I feel like you'd say about volume 4, Home.
I got a question for you. What Discord server?
Jake's.
Jake's.
The
Oh,
awesome.
Jake's server. Right, thank you.
Wow, I couldn't believe no one said volume 5 there. Thank you.
Hi, name's Sonic Kid, by the way, Cal, Dano Seal, hey, and David, by the way. I'm just gonna be honest, I never heard of you until now. Look, dude, like, right before the panel, when everything you did, I just went ahead and just subscribed to your channel, so.
Thank you so much.
But anyway, back on to my question. This is more of a production question. It kind of had to do with a similar question that was previously asked, but how do you think RWBY is going to end, not like story-wise, but production-wise? Do you think it's going to like go on for another 4 or 5 volumes, or do you think it's going to like be like Red versus Blue, or it just goes forever?
Ooh, so RWBY proper, I feel like won't go beyond 12 volumes, but I feel like they could do spin-off series and stuff till the end of time if they wanted to.
Yeah, the world is just so amazing they can keep exploring it, but I feel like they've set a very hard and fast end point. Like, you can't really go beyond a confrontation with the gods. Like, and if you can, tell me how. But yeah, not more than 12 or 15 volumes out there.
Yeah, no, I agree. Maybe 10 volumes, because they just got to Atlas, and so now they have like a clear goal. Maybe talking to Ironwood would speed something up faster. They find another way to take down Salem. So I don't see them 10, maybe 12, but I can see them going to 10 and then the spin-offs.
Yeah, I remember hearing something like 9 was the original plan, but I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to slow the pace just a little bit to stretch out to 10 or 12, just so we could have a flushed out story and not a rushed ending. And I think they are kind of like testing the waters for like spin-off stuff with the books and stuff, because they're like, all right, let's see how interested people are in other parts of the Remnant world. So, but yeah, RWBY proper I think is going to be like 9 or 12. So.
Yeah, I would say like 12, 13. I'm not really sure about like how long they're gonna sort of go for, because we have like after Atlas, we have Vacuo going back to Vale, and then I guess somewhere in between there, Dragon Island, if that's where Salem is. But I think that again, you guys should read the Team Coffee book because it is really, really good. But they could totally make like a 1-season, or maybe like even a movie like a Team Coffee, like the book adaptation, and to even like flesh out their adventures like in Vacuo even more. And so like Team Coffee like spin-off or Team Sun spin-off, and even like everybody wants to start one, right? And so I don't think that they'll be done with the RWBY universe, even if they're like, okay, well, you know, the RWBY characters have had their time, let's go to the other teams that everybody really likes. Because I think a lot of people have like more appreciation for Team Coffee now.
Yeah, I would definitely assume in the double digits. I just think there's so much more story to be told. But you know, unfortunately, it's just you never know in the production line, or just like, you know, because at the end of the day, it's a business, it's a show, right? So you never know. I mean, you know, God forbid we get like another like Game of Thrones season 8 situation, right? Where we're just like,
or we get like a Naruto situation where you have like the entire Great Ninja War between like the ending before
like nothing happens. But no, yes, I mean, but hopefully, you know, what I'm personally rooting for, I'm sure all of us are, is just as much as we can get, you know? But realistically, I would definitely say in the 10 to 12 range, because there is so much story left to be told, but you can tell things are really starting to accelerate and ramp up now. And I think with, you know, the new writers and writing staff coming on too, I think they're going to be able to intertwine and consolidate more, you know, precisely with all these different aspects of the world. They're going to be able to bring it together in a more concise and tight package. So I think that incredible world that we all know and love, right, and there's still so much mystery surrounding, I think they're going to be able to consolidate it within, you know, fewer volumes. So probably like 10 or 12.
Okay. We got like 9 minutes left, so let's try the lightning round. Thank you.
Hello. Okay, so I'm pretty sure they confirmed a while ago that Neo actually has a voice actress, right?
Someone that kind of like makes sounds, but she doesn't talk.
Well, I thought that they confirmed like several years ago that she actually does in fact have a voice actress. So like maybe we'll hear her eventually.
I think for the Japanese version, they do have like a voice actress credited, but I think for Neo in our version, they don't have it, so that's sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, well then hypothetical then. If Neo had a voice actress, who do you think it would be? Because I have a theory about it, but who do you all think it would be?
Casey.
Yeah,
Casey was great.
That's fine too.
Yeah, Casey
Also
Williams.
Casey Leaves. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no specific
Yeah.
with that. Yeah, I really like the whole aspect of someone having their voice out like that, but having it be something that adds to their character rather than takes away.
Yeah. I think giving her a voice takes away from some of her charm. So yeah.
I would personally love it if they got Ashley Johnson to do it.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Oh, no, I agree. I like
Oh, you
Casey.
agreed? All right. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no
Mine is just a random question. Do you guys know if RWBY TV ended or what on that?
Oh.
I think Miles said to somebody, some signing, and they said that it's on hold because they're focusing on RWBY proper, but it's not canceled as far as I'm aware.
That would be me, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, hey! First
I was with Carrie, the director, signing yesterday, so.
Okay. Thank you for your work. We're asking a real question.
So, what is going to be your favorite Grimm in the new season that you would like to see, prehistoric Grimm? Because mine is Walrus.
Okay. I would like to see a wolf of some kind. Like not a bear wolf, but like a wolf.
Actually, that sounds awesome. Like a huge dire wolf kind of style
Yeah.
thing. We're in the north.
Yeah, like a huge dire wolf.
Why not be referential?
Yeah.
Some woolly mammoth type thing, like we already have the elephant rib, so something like that.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Like a big giant fight war when that would be so cool.
Yeah, like,
thank you.
I would personally love a raptor grin.
Shoot!
Hi guys. I'll mention it earlier, but what Miles mentioned yesterday about a really thirsty mom. I know it's possibly like Willow, but what do you think if she would meet Crow? Because I know Crow just obviously quitting drinking. Like, how would she like find out that would happen? Or something like that.
I would just love to have them have the conversation of Willow being all like, "Oh, hey, you're sexy," and him being like, "Yeah, and your daughter."
That reminds me of you, That's terrible. Okay.
I think the same thing. I would love that. I think that would be so.
Yeah, I would love that, and I think we might see Callie as well, or
Collie.
Collie. We'll see Collie, and I think she'll still be thirsty mom on Maine. Yeah. Thank you.
Who do you think is gonna die in Washington? I think it's Iowa because, like you said earlier, he's like he's so important, man. We're having a good time. was just saying, like earlier you said, like his simple mind, he's like could be manipulated, like by wolves or something, because the dog can.
Oh, let's talk about Ironwood.
Oh, Ironwood. Oh.
Well, I meant more in like the strategic sense. I don't think anyone's getting close to that guy. But I don't know.
I can't wait to come back to like 12 episodes later, and like I don't think anyone's gonna get close to that guy, and then he's
Okay, well, okay. I'll eat my words in the reaction. You know, I'll be like, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
One time like without even Josh Schnee eyes.
All of us would love that.
Okay. You shame me for.
I don't want Whitley.
just like the way.
I don't want Whitley at the head of that company. In some ways, I kind of trust the predictiveness of Jacques versus the chaos factor that would be Whitley. I would love for Whitley to kill Jacques.
I think Winter, just because there's been a lot of foreshadowing, it's like, oh, like I won't be around forever, and like that was sort of Weiss's other like mother figure when her mom started drinking, and so to sort of lose her in sort of the battle against Salem and all that, like I think that's a pretty like strong Jeff Flag contender.
Thank you for the question.
This question is for David. Have you found Dan's spirit?
Wait, what? No, Dan's spirit. That kind of Dan is haunting this expo hall right now. Like he's somewhere in Spain and he's just like meditating super hard to manifest somewhere. I think.
Somewhere here, I'll freak out.
I was gonna say maybe if we all held hands and focused real hard, we might be able to see him.
Anybody have a Ouija board?
No, we're not messing with that. We're not messing with that. I'm sure he's somewhere here, so thank you.
Great question.
All right.
So since we're getting to the Schnee family, do you guys think that Whitley is actually a Schnee, like blood related?
Oh.
That reminds me of Adam's theory, but.
He has the white hair, and I know that's like, it seems to be genetic on the mom's side, because it seems like Jacques either has dyed his hair, or he's just gotten old. In his pictures he doesn't have it, but I don't know, maybe since birth they've just been dyeing his hair too, like Whitley's just gotten a hair implant.
Yeah, because of the whole thing of this, the lack of a semblance and stuff. I think if they want to go into something like that, we'll find out in Volume 7.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
The reason why he kisses up to his dad so much is because he's not a real dad.
Watch, Whitley is actually another penny.
That would explain the lack of heart.
As we told yesterday about the RWBY DC Comics, you know, with the Soda Poster with Batman, what would be your dream crossover with RWBY?
Batman.
Outside of Batman.
Well, in some ways, it would ruin the costume opportunity, but I really think just seeing Team RWBY zipping around with ODM gear, Attack on Titan, would be one of the coolest things, and using a scythe to get the back of the day. But yeah, that's my answer.
I'm going to go for the vanilla responsive. I want to cross over of RWBY and Airbender.
Oh,
I would just love to see a gang and RWBY team together. That would be wonderful.
For me, it would be RWBY and Land of Lustrous. If you were here earlier for me to show part of the intro, but like Land of Lustrous is already so RWBY-esque that I'm like, yes, do a crossover of that. And I might have planned a RWBY X Land of Lustrous cosplay idea for next year's RTX. So, yeah.
All right, who has watched Spider Riders?
What?
Anyway, there was a show that aired in Canada. It's called Spider Riders. They basically have giant battle spiders that they ride, and they fight infecteds, which are like the bugs and whatever, and they're sort of like grim, and so that would be a really cool. I just want Rooster Teeth to remake the Spider Riders books into an anime. That's my dream.
I have to steal Caleb's answer because I just started reacting to Nancy and I'm like, that would be so amazing. So I have to steal it. I'm sorry.
I actually have an illegitimate answer now. So I think I'm gonna do like with Fairy Tail because their team dynamic, dynamic would be so cool. Yes.
Thank you.
Time for one more.
My favorite would be pretty much the RWBY with Goblin Slayer and
Oh yeah.
You want bad things?
Okay, we got time for one one last question.
One last question.
Okay, we're really.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I wrote this down because I'm worried I'm gonna forget it.
No worries.
It's okay. RWBY has had Godzilla grims, and so there's a possibility for grims based on other creatures from other shows and movies. This is a question for all of you. What creatures from other shows and movies would you like them to include? Because I personally want to say Gremlin Grim.
A titan group would be so scary.
Like the baby face.
Yeah. That'd be insane, scary.
I was gonna say, let's do some Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm just gonna be like Pokemon anyway.
Yeah, when they hinted about the sea being what Neptune was being afraid of, and there was a legitimate reason for that, I want like Lovecraftian, like old god, nasty, scary thing, like something Salem, and like I made that, and that was a mistake. Like, I don't know about that.
I want a, if any of y'all have seen Weakness or Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I want a Nina Xander or Minty Grim. That would break my heart.
I guess from like Disney, like sort of Disney-ish, but like from Hercules you have the Ice Titan, the Rock Titan, and the other one, the Fire Tornado. I don't know. There's a bunch of them anyway. Something like that. That would be cool.
I'm gonna go with your wish and say gremlins, and I want the gremlins to be riding the sabers from the Olympics.
That was VYTALcast, and if you guys want to do group pictures, we'll meet down in the hall of the big open area. But thank you so much for coming.